take a picture screenshot of it. As soon as I get the bracket up, I'll be good. I got the bracket up on the screen too, so it's perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Lomira. Cameron Hatcher here with you. Jordan King here with Jeff's live streams today, ready for a beautiful day of some softball, Jordan.
WIAA Division 3 regional action, regional semifinal to be exact, in the strongest regional. I feel pretty confident calling this the strongest regional in Division 3. I'm not going to say that the winner of this regional is going to go on and win a state championship, but I do feel confident that the winner of this regional is going to go on to state and make some noise down at Goodman Diamond in Madison. This is sectional 4A. And Lomira, the top seed, and they face number 8 Winnebago Lutheran. Lomira, a 9-game winning streak. Their last loss to Winnebago Lutheran, and Lomira wins their first conference championship in their history, which is, when that when I heard that is like the first conference championship in their history. They've been so good these last couple of years, whether it was Mayville, whether it was Laconia, whether it was WLA. They found a way. Other teams did to beat Lomira out, and they share it this year with Laconia. And had it not been for that pesky WLA loss, Lomira would have won it outright. Had a terrific season this year in the Flyway Conference, 12-2. Right now they're 20-3 on the season. The 2 conference losses, and then their only other loss is to number 1 Mishicot, and that Mishicot down in Division 4, one of the best teams in the state. I think a lot of people would say from Division 3 down to Division 5 in Mishicot. So Lomira's played extremely well. Like I said, winners of 9 straight, and they're the top seed here in Division 3. We want you to keep it here, but if you're also interested on Jeff's live streams today, you have number 2 Laconia hosting number 7 North Fond du Lac, another Flyway Conference matchup. There's 9 teams, check it, 10 teams in this regional. 6 of them are from the Flyway Conference, and we can talk about politics and how they make the way this is seated regionally. You're essentially forcing a conference to cannibalize itself, and that's what's going to happen with 3 ranked teams in the state all coming from the Flyway Conference. And then Mayville hosts Westfield today. That's a 3-6 matchup, and Westfield has had a nice year. Mayville kind of sputtered down the stretch second half of the year for the Cardinals, but that is the 3-6, and then the 4-5 is Adams Friendship and Wautoma. The winner of this game here this afternoon plays the winner of Adams Friendship and Wautoma. That's at Adams Friendship, the 4 seed. So that's what it looks like. The last time these two played, as I mentioned, WLA upsetting Lomira, it was a 1-0 score. And we're going to talk a lot today. If WLA is in this game, we're going to talk a lot about freshman Addison Peterson in the circle. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, and the shutout win. Just 1 strikeout against Lomira. She's not a strikeout pitcher. Only had a couple of strikeouts on Friday against Ripon, so she's done, just a freshman. She doesn't have this dominating stuff that you see a lot of times, especially in the Flyway Conference with Lily Schultz from Laconia and Allie Schwartz from Mayville and Haley Casberry that we're going to see today from Lomira. Doesn't have that kind of dominant stuff, but she trusts her defense. WLA's played some good defense behind her, and if WLA has a chance today, she's gonna have to go toe to toe with Haley Casberry and a really really good pitcher in the Flyway. But she did that, got the win in game 1. Now I will say this: you can kind of get fooled sometimes by just saying, "Oh, they lost to WLA." In that game, Nora Buskey had 15 strikeouts and allowed 2 hits. So, Lomira, this is not to say Lomira played poorly. Certainly, we're fooled at the plate with how well Peterson pitched, but Nora Buskey threw a gem there. But today, it's going to be Haley Casberry in the circle. Nora Buskey's going to play center field. We'll have the starting lineups and some stats as we go move our way through this pregame show. But just wanted to kind of paint the picture there of this regional that's going to start today, and we're going to have some really good intra-flyway matchups throughout this run. And I think it starts here today. Lomira's going to be heavy favorites. Certainly won't be overlooking WLA. They got revenge on their mind a little bit, but I think it's going to be a dandy here at the Lomira softball complex. So it should be a good one here. And Cam, we can take an
Yeah,
early break, and we'll come back and talk about some stats when we come back. Yeah.
let's do it.
Fulfill our purpose and mission, feel free to give me a call at 920-345-2066 or email me at livestreamjeff@gmail.com. I'd love to talk.
Sam's Well Drilling focuses on providing clean, safe water for everyone. Their expert well water testing checks for bacteria and nitrates, ensuring peace of mind. As part of Sam's commitment to providing safe water, an in-house water testing lab is integral to Sam's service offering. The Water Sampling Lab is a separate division SWD Labs and prides itself on friendly service and a quick turnaround. Whether for drinking, irrigation, or livestock, Sam's has it covered. Trust Sam's for all your water needs. Sam's Well Drilling, well worth it.
The Oakfield Booster Club, a nonprofit organization that supports athletics and other projects that affect the youth of the Oakfield community, is a proud sponsor of the Mighty Oaks game. The Oakfield Booster Club helps pay the participation fees for numerous teams in summer leagues, provides funds to upgrade equipment, donates to local organizations and charities, and provides several scholarships to senior athletes annually. The Oakfield Booster Club wishes the Mighty Oaks good luck. Let's go, Oaks.
PT Tire and Service has been at 301 East Clark Street in Brandon for over 20 years. The owners, Tony and Pam Sauer, are dedicated to their community and their customers. They serve the auto repair, tire, and wheel needs of customers in Brandon and the rest of central Wisconsin. We're on call 24/7 for roadside assistance and on the farm service for customers. For auto repairs, tires, and wheels, come see us in person or request a quote online. PT Tire and Service, you make the call and leave the rest to us. Call 920-346-TIRE.
Angling-only guide service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
Back here at the Lomira Community Diamonds in Lomira, and beautiful day out here. The sun just peeking back through. We were just talking about that during the break. There is a significant wind headed out to left field today, so we'll see if that plays any role in today's game. Obviously, Lomira's got a ton of power on in their lineup. WLA maybe not quite as much, but WLA they got a lot of athletes around their side of the plate. So let's get into the starting lineups as well as some statistics here for you, and we can't get the WLA ones to load just yet, so we'll start with Lomira. Lomira will bat second. They're the home team and the top seed. Leading off for them, Trista Gosner, shortstop, number 10. Gosner on the year, 481 average, 517 on base percentage. She's got an OPS of 1074. Just a tremendous contact hitter, and when she gets on base, she's always a threat to steal a base as well, and no one plays shortstop quite as well as she does around the flyway. Number 2 is batting second is Nora Buskey, number 21 center fielder. Also could see her pitch if it got to that point for the Lions. She is fourth on the team with a 432 batting average and a 476 on base percentage and OPS of 1125. She is a power hitter for the Lions and can certainly knock runs in. She's a doubles machine, is what Nora Buskey is. Speaking of doubles machines, number 3, Savannah Free, first baseman, wears number 22. She is the leader on the team in batting average at 551. 551. That is tremendous from the 3-hole hitter, someone who's got powers, 1391 OPS. She is as good as advertised, a tremendous first baseman in the field, and she is one of the keys for Lomira. Batting fourth cleanup, Taylor Bloom, second baseman, number 8. She had a slower start to the season. She has come on recently. She, I believe, leads the team in home runs on the year. Yeah, it's not close. She has 5 homers on the year, 1271 OPS. She hits at 432, on base 447. That's your cleanup hitter and second baseman, Taylor Bloom. Fifth, Haley Kasperi, the pitcher, number 13, and she'll see if she can deal in the circle. She's had a ton of success in the flyweight conference going back to her freshman year, and now as a junior, is really starting to assert herself as one of the dominant pitchers in this league. She can also hit it at the plate, 338 average, and 852 OPS for Haley Kasperi. Hitting sixth and DHing today, number 6, Lillian Christian. The freshman, 276 average, 358 on base, and an OPS of 651. Brianna Free hits seventh and plays third, number 2. And Brianna Free, as I mentioned, the third baseman, and Savannah Free at first, Brianna Free at third. They got a strong infield all the way around, but certainly the corners, Free's got a cannon of an arm. So does Gosner. They make so many impressive plays on that left side of the infield. At the plate, Free hitting 274, 333 on base percentage. Batting eighth, number 7, the right fielder, Eleanor Callias. Callias at the plate, 174, batting average 291 on base percentage. Izzy Westfall is the catcher, number 30, and Westfall is kind of that batting ninth, but almost a second leadoff hitter. She's hitting 375 on base, almost 500 for Izzy Westfall. So you're talking about someone who, like I said, she's pretty much a second leadoff hitter, and it's not a case where you get to the 9 hole and it's a throwaway out. If you get to the 9 hole here, you got to battle against a really good hitter in Izzy Westfall. And then the flex today is Kennedy Gable. She'll play out in left field, a tremendous glove out in left, number 21. 29, Kennedy Gable. She also hits it, she's also on base percentage of 364. It's just that good a lineup that they can they don't need that bat in the lineup. For WLA, don't have their stats up just yet. We'll give them to you throughout the game today. Batting first, leadoff, the shortstop, number 18, Anna Treewin. Batting second, number 2, the second baseman, Addie Supernan. Kiana Rank bats third. She wears number 12 and does the catching. Freshman Naomi Wild, number 15, and the right fielder bats cleanup. Ellie Walta, number 9, the designated player, bats fifth. Batting sixth is the pitcher in the circle, Addie Peterson, number 16, the freshman. Also a freshman, number 1, Seal McCauley, batting second, and she plays third base. Batting seventh, plays third base. Abby Walta, the sophomore, out in left field, wears number 11 and bats eighth. Center fielder and freshman, number 8, Kinsey Rank, bats ninth, and Brooklyn Witt is the flex player today. She plays first base and wears number 5 for the Vikings. And the Vikings, as I mentioned, a young team. Talking to Coach Supernand after their win on Friday against Ripon, and he was very encouraged with the progress that they've made. They started the year off with a good Chilton team at home. They got run ruled 10-0. And he's, his what he has told me is, look, fast forward here to the first round of a playoff game. We found a way to host a playoff game. We found a way to win it 9-0. And I think he's right. That just kind of speaks to the progress that WLA has made from the start of the year till now. Now, again, they're running into a really, really good Lomira team here that they won't be scared of. Make no mistake about it. And going back to last year, it's kind of interesting. Almost similarly, WLA split with Lomira, and then Lomira bounced them out of the playoffs last year. So Lomira's looking for a repeat of that, see if they can move on to the next round and face either Adams Friendship or what do we got? What do we got there with Adams Friendship? Wautoma. That's right. I was going to say Westfield, but they're playing against Mayville. And then down at the bottom, like we mentioned, Mayville and Laconia getting after it tonight. That would be a regional final between 2 ranked teams. I think Mayville actually slipped out in the final poll, but 2 teams that were ranked all season long in the Flyway Conference in Laconia and Mayville, and they're going to play for a regional final. Something just doesn't seem right about that. You know what I mean? It's just, and down at the bottom of the bracket, the number 1 seed is Shoreland Lutheran. Now, last year, for those of you that follow the Flyway Conference maybe a little bit more closely, you'll remember that Laconia won this regional last year, got to host the sectional final, and in that sectional final beat Shoreland Lutheran, whatever it was, 14-15-0. And Shoreland was the 1 seed from down there as well. So I think the top half of this sectional is so good. If you put WLA in that bottom half of that sectional, I don't know what seed they get, but it's better than an 8 seed. And so, anyways, it's never an argument that I'm ever going to win, but I just like to complain every now and again. So, anyways, those are your starting lineups, and have the coaches and umpires and captains meeting at home plate right now, going over the ballpark rules here at the Lomira Community Field.
Might have to
And
adjust that outfield camera just a hair.
we're tracking towards a first pitch here in just a couple of minutes between the Vikings and the Lions, a couple of flyway rivals. And again, to talk about, Lomira, they looked like they might have been dead in the water. They lose that opening matchup with Laconia in the conference, then you drop one to WLA. You feel like that one puts you out of it, and then they just battled back, and they knew they had Laconia one more time around. They knew they could get that one back, and that's exactly what they did right here. So they're going to have the national anthem and get things rolling here. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have
Terry Holes and Ada Shun-Jones Realty is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. With over 20 years of full-time experience in the real estate industry, Terry has had the privilege of helping clients buy and sell homes and properties totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. His deep knowledge of the market, attention to detail, and commitment to clients has driven his success and made each transaction a positive experience. Terry was born and raised in Oakfield. He and his family have deep ties to the community. Terry knows this area when it comes to real estate. Contact Terry at 920-238-5558 for all your realty needs in the greater Oakfield area, or check him out on Facebook at Terry Holes Realtor. Terry Holes and Ada Shun-Jones Realty is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. With over 20 years of full-time experience in the real estate industry, Terry has had the privilege of helping clients buy and sell homes and properties totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. His deep knowledge of the market, attention to detail, and commitment to clients has driven his success and made each transaction a positive experience. Terry was born and raised in Oakfield. He and his family have deep ties to the community. Terry knows this area when it comes to real estate. Contact Terry at 920-238-5558 for all your realty needs in the greater Oakfield area, or check him out on Facebook at Terry Holes Realtor. Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
And welcome back here to Lomira. Cameron Hatcher here with you with Jordan King. Got some more stats to jump into. WLA's get theirs loaded.
Yeah, let me pop those up. We'll start with the pitching statistics with Addie Peterson. As we mentioned on the year, she's 4-7, but with her ERA of 3.52, I think that kind of just tells you maybe not the most fair in terms of the way she's pitched and record. And you got to look further. You got to look a little deeper sometimes with pitching than just the overall record, because WLA had struggled to score runs and still does in some games. The Vikings struggle to put runs across the plate, and tough to win games like that as a pitcher. Looking at some of their leading hitters, if we can get over to batting average, Addie Supernan leads the team at 388 batting average. Kiana Rank hits it at 367. She's the catcher. Macy Christensen, 294. Now, Christensen not in the starting lineup here this afternoon, but could see her running, certainly, and could also see her come off the bench as well for WLA. She is another one of that tremendous freshman class for WLA. Naomi Wild, the cleanup hitter, hits it at 250. So we're just about ready to roll here. They've thrown the ball around, and Haley Kasperi is about ready to get us rolling here in a regional semifinal contest between the Lions and the Vikings, and leading off for WLA and a tree win. Tree win's first trying to get things rolling here for the Vikings. First pitch is bowled across home plate, and a first pitch of 4:59 p.m. and it's a beautiful 67 degrees and sunny here in Lomira, Wisconsin. Lions in their black with the white pinstripes, and a second ball that does not reach home plate for Haley Kasperi, and Anna Treewin's ahead here early for the Vikings.
Little high energy here to start the game, perhaps.
Yeah, I would say this one looks good. Straight down the middle with the high heat there from Haley Kasperi, and the count goes to 2-1. And I think the Vikings, if nothing else, are going to try to be patient at the plate and make Kasperi come after them up there at the dish. 2-1 count coming here to the senior Anna Treewin. That's low. And it's 3-1 here on the leadoff batter, Anna Treewin. Addie Supernand waits on deck. As we mentioned, she is the leader in terms of batting average for the Vikings so far this season on deck. That's fouled away. That one would have caught a piece, kind of the lower outside half of the plate, but a good spot there. 3-1. She was not giving Treewin anything good to hit there. That was an excellent pitch. Good location at the knees, but would have caught a piece of the zone. That one's outside, and Treewin earns herself a leadoff walk. That's a good start for WLA, who, as I mentioned, coming off a 9-run win on Friday to Ripon. They beat Lomira the last time these two got together. Again, I know WLA didn't play fantastic in that game, but it's just those things that give you confidence, right? As you head into a postseason game, if you're WLA here, you know you're big underdogs. You're just looking for something.
And starting off with a walk it's a great cushion to
Yeah,
start off with.
you're just looking for something to believe, right? And this kind of tells you how Coach John Supernand feels about this. Is Addie Supernand squares around to bunt. I think he feels anytime they get a base runner, especially with less than 2 outs, they got to find a way to get her to second base. Find a way to scrape a run across. Here comes Kasperi with the 0-1, and it's bunted right through again from Supernand. So 0-2, and now she's going to have to probably, on Friday, WLA did bunt once with 2 strikes. So bunt is not off the table, but much more dangerous with 2 strikes. Here goes Supernand. She's going to swing away and foul it back. So Kasperi perhaps settling in a little bit here. Much better control over her pitches here in the second plate appearance here for Addie Supernand. Anna Treewin at first. Kiana Ranks waits on deck. That one is in the dirt, and there you go. WLA gets their runner to second base without having to sacrifice here. And a 1-2 count. That's the third time we've seen it hit the backstop now, Cam.
Maybe just that high energy not quite settled in.
It's the nerves they don't wait for anyone, man. They happen to everyone, right? It doesn't matter how many times you've been in this situation. They can get to you. WLA, has not had a ton of RBIs on the year because they just haven't scored that many runs. Addie Supernand is third on the team with 4 RBIs. I mean, that's just tells you how much trouble the Vikings have had scraping runs across. But Supernand she's battling here. She's about to see her 6th pitch in this at bat, and that features a couple of foul balls. She's battling Kasperi. We got a good one here. Second batter of the game. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position. Here comes the 1-2 on the outside half, and that one is served over to the right side, and Supernand does her job. She swung at it, so I'm not going to call it a sacrifice bunt, but a 1-3 putout for the first out of the inning. And that moves Anna Treewin over to third base, and we'll see how aggressive Coach Supernand wants to get here. This is probably his best RBI generator in Kiana Rank, the catcher, hitting third here from the left side of the dish. Lefty-lefty matchup. Don't see that. It's on. And that catches the inside corner for Haley Kasperi.
Double checking to make sure can't go any further inside.
Yeah. That's a catcher. That's you can tell she's a catcher, right? That's the experience that second baseman wouldn't know that, right? How to communicate with an umpire without showing him up, and she didn't. She just said, "Can she go any further inside?" No, he said no. We move on. 1-1 count here to Rank. Just wondering, Rank squared to bunt once or twice on Friday. I was just wondering if Coach Supernand would be apt to let her bunt. She's going to swing away over to Gosner, and a nice play there at first by Savannah Free, but WLA gets one here in the first inning. And Rank lets out a big scream. She's excited over there, and why not? The Vikings an early 1-0 lead here against Lomira. Great play by Savannah Free there, by the way. The throw from Gosner was a little bit wide, which is unusual for her. She is normally dynamite over there at short.
Good reaction to come off the bag, make the tag there.
So a first pitch here to Naomi Wild, one of the many freshmen on this team, and she plays right field. Does Wild. Base is empty here, and a 1-0 count to her. That one catches the just off the plate. It was spinning back towards it, and I think by the time I saw it, I think it was already in the catcher's mitt. That was a good call, just off the plate there. That one's up and in to Naomi Wild, and a 3-0 count, the second 3-ball count of this first inning for Haley Kasperi, trying to avoid walking a pair.
Rise ball got away from her just a little.
3-0 count, straight down the middle, and WLA right fielder Naomi Wild was taken all the way.
Very content to watch
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. That's the one where you look over at coach and they don't even have to say anything. You know if you got the green light or not. And that one's down at the shoelaces, and Wild works herself a first inning walk, bringing up Ellie Walta, one of the two seniors on this WLA team. And Walta, well, WLA would love to get scrape a couple across here. They have not had many crooked innings over the course of this season. And Walta with Wild at first. Here comes Kasperi. This one is slapped down the right field line and foul. Addie Peterson, the freshman pitcher, waits on deck. And the 0-1 from Kasperi. This one's down again. And Westfall, thinking about it, thought about throwing behind Wild there at first. In a 1-1 count. So some early action on the base paths from WLA. This one is fouled straight back into the netting. Walta on that one. She's been on both of them so far, just way behind. As Kasperi has come in with the heat. 1-2 count, and see if Kasperi can get out of this and send the Lions to the batter's box. She will. Nice changeup and a strikeout to end this first inning, but WLA will feel good about what they got. 1 run on no hits, and just one left on a couple of walks there in the first inning. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back with the bottom. Lomira trying to respond to an early deficit on Jeff's live streams.
The Rock Golf Club combines a great golf experience with the unmatched beauty of the Waupun landscape. Originally built in 1927, many of the holes on the front 9 play as they were initially designed. Our seamless integration of friendly service and gorgeous natural surroundings is what will bring you back over and over. Bridges at the Rock is the perfect way to end your round. Join us for a relaxing atmosphere in a beautiful setting. Go online today and make a reservation. Better yet, swing out to the Bridges for a bite and a beverage. The Rock Golf Club, 700 County Park Road, Waupun, or call 920-324-2621.
Welcome back here to Lomira. Good first half of the inning here for WLA, looking to improve on their cause.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered for them.
Absolutely. What a way to start off for them. Gives you that confidence to Addison Peterson in the circle out there.
Yep,
Start off with a lead.
no doubt about it. And as we mentioned, I mean, she shut this team out. Well, I'd have to go back through. It may be the only shutout of the year that Lomira has had. This is an elite offensive team, and I believe Laconia shut him out the first time, so they've been shut out twice. Not even Mishicot and Kieran Stanford, they're terrific pitcher. Here's Gosner leading off and fouls this one away, and
Apologies, our scoreboard cam got knocked off here.
it is 1-0 till we get that reset. If you're just joining us, here comes Peterson with the 0-1, now 0-2. She fouls that one back as well, as the off speed from Addie Peterson fooled Gosner there. I don't know when WLA started wearing these black uniforms with the the blue letters and the white trim, but maybe that's the key for them. Maybe Coach Supernan found something in the style. I don't know.
Could be.
That one's way upstairs. Gosner now falling for it, and it's 1-2 to the leadoff hitter for the Lions. And man, if you can get through the top 9 in this order, no, I'm just kidding. That one's inside. But I'm telling you, that is how hard it is to get. I mean, it's how good this lineup is. There's just no breaks. And, I was not a baseball player, but the mental engagement you have to you can't take a batter off against these Lions. And that one is served
Fire in
into
the
left
hole.
field. That is some professional hitting there for Trista Gosner to get things rolling here for the Lions. And that brings up Nora Buskey, the center fielder.
Yeah, typically, you're talking about the latter part of their lineup. Typically, you expect to see a drop off in statistics or batting average, on base percentage, something, and there's not.
Yeah, their bottom of the order still gets on at like a 350 clip, and there are teams that don't get that out of their four hitter.
Mhm.
And so just tells you the depth that Coach Clark has on this team. Squaring around to bunt is Buskey. That one goes foul.
I'm surprised to see the bunt so
Me
early
too.
here. I mean, I know it's already a 1-0 game, but let them swing, see what happens.
Yeah, and I don't know,
I've noticed a lot more of that this year. Teams, I call it manufacturing runs
yep.
that way, but it's obviously worked for them.
That time Buskey squared around and pulled back.
Almost went for 3 there. Third base was not on.
So good job there by Kiana Rank. Her sister Kinsey out playing center field, but Kiana did a nice job to block that. And it's a 1-1 count. It was a ball on the outside half, and Buskey was able to avoid. And now she can swing away. That's the best part of that. And that
That
one's
one gets
driven into
through.
left. And now runners at the corners, and WLA is going to throw this thing away, and Gosner's going to score. And Buskey's on her way to third. She's going to end up on third base, taking a couple on the error by the left fielder, Abby Walta, who missed the cutoff. And now it's tied up. And that was the big, obviously that pitch that snuck past Rank there and allowed Gosner to second. The biggest part about that is Buskey didn't have to bunt then. You got allowed her to swing away, able to power that one through the left side of the infield, and
Timeout called here.
WLA is going to take time. And Savannah Free, one of the more dangerous hitters in the Flyweight Conference, steps in. Chance to take an early lead here, and that's a strike on the outside corner from Peterson, a spinner from the freshman. But that's just the athleticism. I know we talked about the athleticism for WLA. Lomira's got it too. You just saw it on display there. As this one is popped up, got her fooled, and Kiana Ranks got it.
Track that one down.
Pops out to the catcher, and the first out of the inning here for Peterson. I'll tell you what, as bad as, that play in terms of losing momentum could be for WLA, if they can get out of this and strand Buskey at third, that would be a way to kind of turn that momentum back over to the side of the Vikings. But they got a lot of work to do with Taylor Bloom and Haley Kasperi, especially considering Bloom probably the last, I don't know, month of the season, she has been on fire. 5 home runs, and 4 of them have come in the last probably 4 weeks, I would say. This one's fouled off by the second baseman. But just getting back to that Buskey single, she sees that go over the second baseman's head, and she didn't even think about stopping at second base. She knew with her speed and athleticism, she was on third all day. Couldn't even challenge with a throw. This one's to shortstop with Tree. When she looks Buskey back, goes to first out there, and Buskey uses that speed to sprint home, and the second run of the game and the second run of the inning coming in here on a Taylor Bloom fielder's choice. Check that. A 6-3 put-out. Excuse me. You call run scored. I would say that counts as a sacrifice for Bloom manufacturing that run. So just like that, Lomira takes a lead and a first pitch strike on Haley Kasperi, who is in the box for the first time. So both Gosner and Buskey come around to score on their first plate appearances. That one outside and a 1-1 count.
Change up stuck in the hand a little there.
Bottom of the first here, 2-1 lead for the Lions in this regional semifinal game between an 8 seed and a 1 seed.
Peterson trying to get Kasperi to chase that off speed outside. A little movement out over that time.
And now 3-1. That one was down and in. And good patience at the plate here by the Lions pitcher, as they would probably shouting from the dugout. Anyway, on they'll keep this thing rolling. See if they can't push across a few more. This was a big response from Lomira, I would say, here in this bottom. You know, a team that she got shut out against the first time around. This one's hit hard to right center. Wind's going to hold it up, and it's going to drift back out to center field, and that's where Kinsey Rank's going to take it in. And that ends this inning. Lomira gets a couple back and takes a 2-1 lead against Winnebago Lutheran. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back with the second inning on Jeff's live streams.
And we're back.
Top of the second here, 2-1 lead for Lomira. Elsewhere on Jeff's live streams, a 1-0 lead for Laconia against North Fond du Lac. No score, wasn't able to pull up the Mayville score quick enough. We'll get you those throughout the day today. And, you know, since I have a flyway interest, I might also find some Springs scores and some Campbell Sports scores. Also, a big baseball game going on today in the Flyway Conference. Mayville playing Amro, and if the Cards win that, they share the conference title, winning 8 straight to win the conference title. Share that with Campbell Sport. First pitch was a strike, and the second pitch the same for Haley Kasperi. She's quickly ahead 0-2 to Addie Peterson here in the top of the second. And, just a guess here and trying to get inside the mind of both of these coaches. But I think if I'm WLA, I say, hey, 2-1 after an inning, that means we're playing some pretty good softball. We're hanging with them. And if I'm Lomira, I say that's a great response from that first inning where you allowed a first inning run. That one just off the edge of the plate. 1-2 here to Peterson. That one also just outside. And that evens up the count at 2-2. Good eye there from Addie Peterson. On deck, Seal McCauley. And unless I say otherwise, just assume they're a freshman. There's 5 of them in the starting lineup. This one on the outside corner and catching the outside corner. A backwards K, 2 strikeouts in a row for Haley Kasperi. One to end the last inning, and that one to start this. And an early lead, and she looks like she's maybe starting to settle in now,
That's what I was
too.
getting ready to say. Kasperi definitely looks like she's settling in here.
Because even those misses, you could have, and right as I say that, bowls one across. That's been the miss today for Kasperi. But even those 2 balls in the last at bat to Peterson, both of them you could argue caught an edge, and she was just kind of nibbling and finally got the call. So McCauley now up 2-0 on a couple that ended up in the dirt. Again, this is sectional 4 and 4A, the top half of the sectional. Obviously, in a perfect world, you seed the whole sectional and you just but I understand, Shoreland Lutheran is the top seed down there. You're talking down Racine, Kenosha way. Perhaps you don't want North Fond du Lac or Amro to have to drive down to Kenosha to play a playoff game, but if you wanted to get the best teams at state, there's a walk on 4 pitches to Seal McCauley and see if that comes around to bite her. It did last inning. We'll also see if we can get some scoring updates from Watoma and Adams Friendship as well, because the winner of this game will play the winner of that game. This one's back to the fence again, and McCauley rounds second. And once again, the Vikings, courtesy of a walk and a pitch to the backstop, have a runner in scoring position. It's eerily similar to the first inning there, Cam. It's just
chipping away.
Kasperi is pitching well. It's just she's had 3 walks now, a couple that have gone to the backstop, and WLA, give them credit, they're taking full advantage.
It seems to be that same pitch that she's having issues with that gets away outside from her a little.
Agreed. And Seal McCauley was daring them to run that one out there. There was no one covering second base, so she could stand out there as long as she wanted till Nora Buskey made her way from center field. But now an 0-2 count here, or excuse me, a 1-2 count to Abby Walton. This one gets to the backstop, and there goes McCauley to third. And another pitch gets away from Kasperi, and now the Lions are 60 feet away from tying this thing up. And now if you're WLA, if you can scrape one across, you're saying that's the response we needed, and back and forth we go with the boxing match terminology. See if they can scrape one across. Just one out. Some chances here, and this one is high over the catcher's head, and sliding home is Seal McCauley on 3 wild pitches / pass balls, whatever you want to score them.
Call that, yeah.
And Coach Clark wants to go have a conversation and just try to settle her junior pitcher down a little bit, as they have, in some ways, gifted WLA a couple of runs here.
Absolutely. I'm going to click over to some ads here, see if I can get that loop fixed while they're having a chat. Hang with us. We'll be back.
Andy Kolker at My Property Shop is ready to assist you with your real estate needs. She prides herself on quick and smooth transactions with excellent negotiation skills. She is the local agent who puts your needs ahead of her own. Andy has already sold over $1 million in property in the first quarter of 2025. Do you want quality, detailed, accurate information in the real estate market? If so, contact Andy today. My property shop, located at 6 East Franklin Street, Waupun, or call or text 920-296-8738.
King Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class buildings and canopies. In fact, there are thousands of them in use across America and in the Caribbean. We have also produced and developed many other steel products for use in retail, commercial, and industrial applications, such as building fascia, loading racks, wall panel systems, and much more. Our design record attests to our dedication to quality and customer satisfaction. King Manufacturing, from design to completion.
Welcome back here, and another walk here, this time for Abby Walta, back-to-back walks, and that was a unique one because back-to-back walks, and the first player that walked ended up scoring before the second player walked. We'll tell you about the defensive substitution in just a second. That one is low. Oh, 0-1. That one looked a little low, but perhaps rank offered. That could be. Although it was the point, which usually is a called strike. So rank down 0-1. And here comes Kasperi. This one fouled straight down, and that would have been an excellent bunt from Kinsey Rank, but it ends up foul, hit home plate. So Lillian Christian, who was the designated hitter or designated player, came in and went to left, sending Kennedy Gable to center field. And Nora Buskey went to go warm up, perhaps coming into pitch. And that one also below the knees, but a strike 3 for Kinsey Rank. So sends it around to the top of the order here for the Vikings with a runner on first. It's Abby Walta. She runs well as Rank suffers the strikeout. And a timeout here to, I believe, pull Kasperi and put in Nora Buskey. So here we go. Buskey with a pitching change here. And we're going to take a timeout while Buskey warms up and gets into this ball game. We're back on Jeff's live streams after this.
Born from a single project, WDS Construction has evolved into a nationwide general contractor and construction management company. But we're so much more than that. The cold storage industry is experiencing high demand and low capacity. WDS is building goodwill from the ground up through customized solutions. WDS is committed to outservice the competition and overdeliver for customers. A client-driven experience without question. Today, we're driven to be better in order to build better.
PT Tire and Service is a family-owned business that invests in you and your family. From one family to another, safe travels and seamless automotive maintenance makes every trip a great trip. PT Tire and Service, serving Central Wisconsin with excellence for over 20 years. Call 920-346-TIRE for all your automotive needs. PT Tire and Service, Brandon. No job too big or too small. PT Tire and Service in Brandon does it all. Call today, 920.
Back here at Lomira, Anna Trewin, the leadoff hitter for the Vikings, stands in with a runner on first in a tie ball game 2-2. The 8th-seeded Vikings, and thinking about squaring, here goes Abby Walta, and that throw slipped out of the hand of Westfall. You can see that as soon as she threw it, she almost, apologized. She put her hand up as to say that, she slipped out of her hand, and Walta slides in safe. So now, once again, WLA's got a runner in scoring position without recording a hit yet today. As Trewin stands in with the 1-0 count, that one is in for a strike. In on the hands there, but caught a slice of the plate.
Global on her toes out there.
Yeah.
Able to back that one up, keep her from going 3.
Is a great play from the freshman out in center field. 1-1 count coming to Trewin. That one is down, but she swings at it, and Buskey gets her to chase. In a 1-2 count here, Buskey trying to get out of it. So My assumption is Kasperi will go to the designated player, designated hitter. Buskey in from center field to pitch. Gable to center field, and Lillian Christian out to left field from her designated player spot. That one was low. That one almost hit the plate. That one had no chance to be called a strike. And Deuce is wild. Second inning, 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Treeland at the dish, and she swings through it, and Buskey gets out of it. That's a big out from Nora Buskey to leave a runner stranded in scoring position. And the Vikings able to tie it up 2-2 here on Jeff's live streams. We're back with the bottom of the second after this.
4-6 Tire.
Welcome to Hookstra's Marketing Greenhouse. Here at Hookstra's Marketing Greenhouse, we are proud to provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hookstra's Marketing Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
Generations Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
Back.
Bottom of the second, 2-2. Here is Lillian Christian, the left fielder now. She thought she was going to get, she thought all she had to worry about was hitting today, and now all of a sudden she's got to go play left field. Kind of interesting, similar to the last time I called the game for Jeff's live streams. We were here for the Laconia game. This one's hit out to right field. Wild camps underneath it and makes the play out and right for the first out of the inning to retire Lillian Christian. But we had the opposite happen. We had a hard line drive on the first batter or second batter of the game go off of Nora Buskey's leg. And she was not able to finish that game, and so there was the similar shuffling the other way around with Kasperi coming in, but this time Buskey coming in, and she got a big out there to strand a runner at second base in the top half of this second inning. First pitch to Brianna Free is a strike, and the off speed is working for Peterson, as it was on Friday. And she's, got to keep throwing strikes if you're Peterson. Trust that defense. Has not let her down yet this postseason. That one's upstairs. So Brianna Free, as we mentioned, a threat here in this 7-hole, and this one is up and over the net and fouled straight back from Brianna Free. So it's a 1-2 count here for Peterson if she continues to work from ahead. And that's kind of the key for her, is throwing strikes, making sure she's can be, keep hitters off balance, right? Throw different speeds, throw different locations. This one's popped into no man's land. And a nice job by Anna Treewind to range back and make the play. So pop out to the shortstop is the second out of the inning. And Eleanor Callius, the 8th hitter, who from an average perspective, batting average perspective, has the lowest batting average of anyone in the order for the Lions. But, as we mentioned, that's like saying, you're the shortest person in a tall person. She's that good. And that one is popped out to the shortstop as well. First pitch swinging from Callius, and I'll tell you what, that's a good inning there from Peterson. She did not have to throw many pitches and gets through it without giving up a run. 2-2 on the scoreboard, and we're back with the third after this.
44233, or visit us online at wearecwc.org. Central Wisconsin Christian, preparing students for life and eternity.
Andy Kolker at My Property Shop is ready to assist you with your real estate needs. She prides herself on quick and smooth transactions with excellent negotiation skills. She is the local agent who puts your needs ahead of her own. Andy has already sold over $1 million in property in the first quarter of 2025. Do you want quality, detailed, accurate information in the real estate market? If so, contact Andy today. My property shop, located at 6 East Franklin Street, Waupun, or call or text 920-296-8738.
King Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class building and canopies. Steel King canopies are a well-known and respected product. We design, fabricate, and contract installation for C-stores, fleets, entryways, restaurants, and more. Steel canopies serve a variety of purposes, including advertising or signage, control access, sheltering an entrance or loading area, support of lighting systems, and weather protection for people, equipment, or outdoor storage. King Manufacturing. From design to completion.
Back here at Lomira. Your thoughts through the first couple of innings here, Cam?
It has been, I don't know what I expected to come out of
Yeah.
these games. First time I've seen Lomira play this year. Interesting to see a pitching change that early. We were talking while we were away, but can only imagine that, with the shutout they encountered last time, they wanted to jump on that early before it got out of hand. You know how quickly that can happen in softball.
No doubt about it. And, we did say it in the pregame, Buskey struck out 15 Vikings last time they played. So, she has familiarity with this order, and she dominated them the first time. 15 strikeouts, 2 hits given up, and you're the losing pitcher.
That is impressive.
Come on now. So WLA won that one in the 7th inning on a hit and run, or a 6th inning hit and run. Runner on first base, hit and run, got her around. Here's a ground ball over to Taylor Bloom, and Bloom makes the play for the first out of the inning, and WLA.
I'll bring up number 12, Kiana Rank, catcher for the Vikings.
The second on the team in average, and as I mentioned, she missed a bit of the start of this season with an injury, and when she came back, WLA started to find its way a little bit more at the plate. And again, a junior, her first year at WLA, but has done a nice job to kind of step into a leadership role. Behind you catchers kind of have that, right? It doesn't really matter what class you're in. You're kind of looked at as a leader behind the dish, and that one is down and away. Rank grounded out to Gosner and drove in a run her first time up. Drove in Anna Treewin for this game's first run. Now she's up to 0-2 here in the top of the third. And that one's outside as well. Well outside to Rank. So Buskey coming in here will tell you what, I suppose I should probably give you her season stats as long as she's out there in the circle. So I'll effort to get those to you, and that's a 4-pitch walk. And walks plagued Kasperi. That's why she's not in there anymore. And now Buskey puts the second batter of the inning on, and we're going to see a courtesy runner here. I believe it's going to be Macy Christensen. It will. For the Vikings, and she runs well. Buskey on the season, 18-7, but again, you can't. Wins and losses are hard to. 5-1 are the wins and losses, and that one loss we told you about, she struck out 15. She's allowed just 4 earned runs this year as Nora Buskey. So, if the Vikings are going to get this done, they're going to have to earn it. No pun intended. There's a high strike swung on by Naomi Wild in an 0-1 count. Christensen over at first, 1 out. And the Vikings have had someone on base in every inning so far today, and more traffic than the Lions are probably used to giving up. Here's a squaring around and bunting is Wild. That throw over to first, and Wild gets the job done with a sacrifice. And 5-3 on the putout, the second out of the inning. And if you're Ellie Walta here, Coach Supernan just put a lot of faith in you to get that second out with a sacrifice, saying all you got to do, and we're going to score on anything that touches the grass here. And a lot of faith put into the senior. And here's that. Man, that would get me jacked up if I was a player. I'll tell you that much.
Rise ball for Buskey has been working. I think that's been her pitch that she's thrown for the most strikes so far. I believe I'd be trying to stick with that until they were able to show they're getting the bat on it.
Yeah, and WLA, the ones that are out of the zone, they haven't been able to lay off them. And there's 2 quick strikes and chance here for Buskey now to get out of this thing again and for the second straight inning, strand someone at second. Walta struck out the first time, and she's down 0-2 here. This one inside and up, and she swings through it. And the third out of the inning, once again stranding a runner on second base, is a strikeout from Nora Buskey. Let's take a timeout. We head to the bottom of the third in a tie game here in the regional semifinal in Division 3. Stay with us on Jeff's live streams.
Hello, this is Jeff Sauer with Jeff's Livestream. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Our purpose, first and foremost, is to bring glory to God. Second is to draw attention to the student athletes, promote the great things they and their schools are doing, and promote the businesses and the people running them within our communities. Our mission is to create memories for student athletes, families, teams, and communities, as well as allowing for viewers to see their athletes or teams perform regardless of where the viewer is located. If you'd like to join us as a sponsor to help us fulfill our purpose and mission, feel free to give me a call at 920-345-2066 or email me at livestreamjeff@gmail.com. I'd love to talk.
Bottom of the third, and we talked about it in the pregame. Cam, Izzy Westfall, she's the second leadoff at the bottom, and here you go. She's gonna have a chance to make us look really smart by getting on base here and sending it over to the top of the order with Trista Gosner and Nora Buskey and Savannah Free, and all players that we'll see when the all conference stuff comes out, but they got about 5 players that I think are first team all caliber, and that's just talking offense. We're not even talking about the defensive side or the pitching side of things. And an early foul ball there, and straight off the knee, I think. Whatever it did, it
popped a strap on the shin guard there.
Loosened it up. Kiana Ranks back in there, and we're ready for the second pitch of this third inning. Peterson straight down the middle, and she fooled Westfall there. Just tied her up. Beautiful pitch, and it's 0-2. Again, it's the kind of the two ends of the spectrum. How hard Kasperi and Buskey throw compared to Peterson. It's different, but it's still effective. And it goes to show if you know how to command what you're going to throw, you're confident in it, you can locate it.
Yep.
You don't got to throw it a million miles an hour, and that's kind of in the
Great
travel
control.
ball.
Oh yeah.
In the travel ball world, that's kind of where we are now. They have showcases where it's just how fast can you throw it. We don't care where it goes, just how fast can you throw it on a radar gun.
Right.
And in some ways, that doesn't really teach you anything. There's a nice location right on the outside half.
Right on cue. Peterson has definitely displayed that. Her ball control, pitch location. She's not going to overwhelm you with the speed and the pop in the mitt, but man, she really has great movement on her stuff, and that changeup wreaks havoc when she starts getting some of those rise balls in there and then throws that off speed stuff. Seeing these girls swing out of their shoes.
No doubt. Here's Gosner, and that one is upstairs. And a ball. But the first strikeout of the day for Peterson, the first time these two played, she only had one in a shutout effort. That's so unusual in softball, but just kind of tells you, to the point we've been talking about, a lot of lazy contact, right? A lot of light contact and not real dangerous hits. The harder you throw, the harder it leaves, right? As they say. Not necessarily the case with Peterson. 1-1 count here with one out in the bottom of the third of a 2-2 ball game. And Gosner slaps this one to left field, again, and this one is caught out in left field by Abby Walta. Thought she might have overrun it there with the wind blowing out to left, but a nice play by the sophomore Walta. And the second out of the inning brings up Nora Buskey with no one on base. And that's generally how you want to deal with Nora Buskey.
Nobody in front of her lessens the chance of a run.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it there in the first inning. Gosner came around to score on a single. She's dangerous. She can she can drive in a run with no one on base. So
Hard hit ball to second.
oofta. That was a tough backhanded play for Addie Supernan. I'm not an official scorer, but I'd say that's a hit for
Absolutely a hit.
Nora Buskey. That was smoked out to second. And Supernan did a nice job to get there, but the backhand.
Great reaction just to knock that one down.
No doubt. If that gets into the gap out there, Buskey's on second, so you for sure saved yourself a bag. But it brings up Savannah Free with someone on base, and Free, an RBI machine this year, a doubles machine. A double you would figure would score Buskey, but they got her to pop up again for the second time today. Savannah Free pops out in the infield. First time to the catcher, this time out to Anna Trewin at short. And that is the third out of the inning, and we head to the fourth. And the Vikings, the 8th seed, hanging in here with top-ranked Lomira. It's 2-2. You're watching on Jeff's live streams.
Born from a single retail project, WDS Construction has evolved into a nationwide general contractor and construction management company. But we're so much more than that. Retail is changing, and it's changing fast. No matter where you are, what you do, or how you sell products to your customers, we're with you every step of the way to lay the groundwork for whatever lies ahead. Building trust through results, and our commitment to provide a customer-driven experience without question. With 4 generations at the foundation of WDS, we've built a reliable client base and a passionate team to bring big-time experience, commitment, and satisfaction to your next project. Because we are built to build better.
We are Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, and we have been leading a greenhouse here in Fox Lake since 1981. Family owned and operated, we provide beautiful flower baskets and fruit and vegetables to residents of South Central Wisconsin. We know the importance of having a variety of flowers, fruits, and vegetables available to our customers throughout the year. Discover the finest selection of locally grown produce, including sweet corn, tomatoes, and cucumbers, along with a variety of fresh fruits. At Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we believe in providing our customers with the freshest and highest quality produce. Come visit us and taste the difference.
Back here at Lomira, here comes Buskey, first pitch of this 4th inning, where these pesky Vikings just keep hanging around for the second straight game that these two have gotten together. First time around, Lomira beat them 11-1, and Peterson gave up 6 earned runs on 11 hits. And I don't know what happened between then and what Peterson figured out and what Lomira hasn't liked to see, but it's been a lot of they just look off balance in there, and Peterson's doing a terrific job. She's in the box right now to lead off this 4th inning, and it's 1-1. Make it 1-2. Buskey pitched the first time around as well, by the way. She had 13 strikeouts in that one. So in 2 games so far. I don't know what she's got here today, but she's got a couple strikeouts here today as well. 28 strikeouts in the first 2 meetings between these 2 teams, and somehow she went 1-1. That's just criminal. But you can't give a no decision when your team loses. I don't make up the rules. She's got 2 strikeouts already today. So in 3 games against the Vikings, she has eclipsed 30 strikeouts. She has had no problem setting them down. Although, here is a strike 3 and a dropped 3rd strike, but a nice job by Westfall. And that's the second backwards K for Addie Peterson here today. And make it 3 strikeouts on the day for Nora Buskey. But as I was going to say, there is Coach Supernan's going to have a conversation with the umpire. You got to give the Vikings credit because even though they have yet to muster a hit, they've found ways on base. They've found ways to just wreak havoc a little bit.
Played great
Somehow,
situational softball.
Yeah, and somehow find themselves tied here about halfway through this contest. So Buskey now going to come after Seal McCauley, who walked the first time around. She walked and then scored on 3 wild pitches / pass balls, however they got scored. Could go back, I suppose, and tell you how they scored all of those particular. They call them all pass balls. I think that's being a little unfair to Izzy Westfall behind the dish. I'll say that much.
Some of those that would have been quite impressive if she was able to get to it.
I would say. And a lot of times a parent, by the way, is running a game changer. And then after the fact, the coach goes back through and says, I don't think so. 0-2 count here to Seal McCauley. And Buskey gets another strikeout. And McCauley fans through that one. And it brings up Abby Walta here with 2 outs. And talked about Kasperi settling in. Oh, Nora Buskey is in complete control right now.
Wasted no time settling in. Walta with a walk last time. Don't think she'll be anticipating the same result this time around.
I don't think you can. There's just Buskey is peppering the strike zone, and that was right down the middle, but call the ball. So 1-0 here to Abby Walta. See if she can make use of that. From a Vikings standpoint, bottom of the order coming up here. Kinsey Rank up next. Here's a strike at the knees, 1-1. If you're a Vikings fan, you're saying if you can get Walta on base here, you can at least turn the lineup over for the 5th inning. And Walta trying to bunt it down that first baseline. If that would have gone fair, that would have been interesting. Bloom was playing deep at second base, and she had a long run to get there, and she would have had to have covered. That would have been interesting if Walta, who runs well, could have beaten that out. But nonetheless, it goes foul. 1-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Buskey fans Walta in a 3-strikeout inning for Nora Buskey, and she is humming here in the 4th inning. Let's take a timeout. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, where the Lions will lead it off with Taylor Bloom when we come back on Jeff's
Angling Only Guide Service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
Back here in Lomira as Peterson deals home, and the first pitch of this bottom of the 4th inning is a ball as she works against Taylor Bloom. Bloom grounded out to Anna Trewin and drove in Nora Buskey the first time through on a hard ground ball to short. And hold on.
Blowing through the outfield. Oh no, somebody in the outfield need to.
You got to redo the ball
hat.
cap. I think wind might have blown it off. I don't know. Couple of scores: 4-0. Laconia leads North Fond du Lac. Still do not have a score from that Mayville game, but Wautoma and Adams Friendship. Adams Friendship, that's foul, just foul from Taylor Bloom. Past that third base bag, or she'd have been standing on second base. Adams Friendship leads Wautoma 5-0, and the winner of this game plays the winner of that game in a regional final. And if both Mayville and Laconia win, which I would say they would be overwhelming favorites to do, they'll have a Flyway Conference rematch for the 3rd time in the regional final as well. This is popped up to second base. The wind's going to play with it a little bit, but Addie Supernan gets underneath it and makes the play to start this 4th inning, the bottom half of it, with a pop out. And there's that light contact that we were talking about there, where it's just Taylor Bloom has hit the ball so hard recently, and she's found something. that keeps these batters off balance. This one's outside. Coming in here to Haley Kasperi for her second at-bat. Kasperi flew out to center field. Hit it hard, but it was to the wrong part of the ballpark. I think if she hits that to left center, it would have been trouble with the wind blowing out there. This one back to Peterson in the circle. Peterson turns, fires to first. And the second out of the inning as Peterson is kind of coasting along here as well. A couple of pitchers getting after it with Buskey and Peterson. I'm just so impressed with what I've seen from Peterson, just a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Just
good composure out there.
Yeah, go out there, and she's never looked like she's out of control, right? She always looks like she's doing what she wants to do. This one is going to find a gap for Lillian Christian, and a good arm there by Naomi Wild, and I thought they might have thrown her out. I thought they might have thrown her out at first there as Christian was slow getting back. And Anna Trewin snapped a throw over to first base, and Christian knew she was in trouble the minute Trewin fired away, and it's safe over there. And Coach Supernan was running out of the dugout like he thought the inning was over. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you guys got it on replay.
Check the instant replay on that one.
They can rewind it and they can look for us and
rewind,
let
hop
us
in the
know.
chat,
Yeah.
let us know.
I'll tell you what, that was a nice play by the Vikings regardless. But Christian is over at first base on the single, a loud single, and it brings Brianna Free up. And Kiana Rank gonna take a look down to first base. That one not quite so close. So the third baseman, Brianna Free. And first base runner of this inning. They've had a base runner on every inning as well, and this one popped up and taken in by Seal McCauley, and Brianna Free is retired to end the fourth. So on to the fifth we go, and the Lions still being held in check here by the Vikings. It's 2-2. You're watching on Jeff's.
Sam's Well Drilling is a family-owned business with over 75 years in the water well drilling industry. We can help you with all of your well drilling needs. Our crews are experienced at finding the proper location, setting up the rigs and equipment in all types of circumstances, and drilling to the appropriate depth so that you have fresh, clean water. Sam's also drills wells for commercial and municipal projects. No project is too large or small for Sam's Well Drilling. We at Sam's are thankful to be involved in supplying the well water needs of people all over Wisconsin. Sam's Well Drilling, well worth it.
The Oakfield Booster Club, a nonprofit organization that supports athletics and other projects that affect the youth of the Oakfield community, is a proud sponsor of the Mighty Oaks game. The Oakfield Booster Club helps pay the participation fees for numerous teams in summer leagues, provides funds to upgrade equipment, donates to local organizations and charities, and provides several scholarships to senior athletes annually. The Oakfield Booster Club wishes the Mighty Oaks good luck. Let's go, Oaks.
Bottom then top for the Vikings to start things off here in the fifth inning. Cam Hatcher and Jordan King with you here. Just looked up Jeff's live stream of the Mayville Westfield game. That is 3-0 right now. Mayville has the lead. So as it would stand, if all things hold, as Kinsey Rank squares around to bunt, and that's the second time she's bunted one that would have been probably pretty good, but it rolls foul. She did that on her first at-bat as well, where she ended up striking out. But as things stand, that would set up a Laconia-Mayville game in a regional final. Here comes Buskey. Good bunt this time from Rank. She's sprinting down the third baseline. High throw, and she is safe. It had to be a good throw, and it had to be perfectly executed with how Rank gets down that first baseline. A high throw, and Bloom came down on the bag at the same exact time as Rank got to the bag as well.
Lions going to talk this one over.
Yeah, well,
make sure they've got the game plan.
I mean,
in place.
Two of the three innings that WLA has gotten their leadoff runner on. Excuse me. WLA has found a way to get them around.
They have done well manufacturing runs when they get them on base. Very opportunistic in their scoring.
And this is exactly what you want, right? The bottom of your order gets on base. Now it's no outs in the top of your order up here, and the Viking fans, I think they feel it. Treewin squares around to bunt, and Free's going to tag her out, and they're going to throw behind Rank at second. She wasn't looking. Rank's caught in a rundown, and thankfully, if you're a Vikings fan, the Lions couldn't handle it over at third, and Rank gets herself out of a rundown. Rank, they always kind of teach you to run past, big round on those to see if the ball gets away from first. But that time, I don't think she realized that Free had already tagged Anna Treewin, so the sacrifice works. They almost ran themselves out of it, though. So Rank at second, one out, and here's Addie Supernan at the plate.
Without the Lions come together, Buskey saying, "Hey guys, we're in control of this game. I'm in the circle. Let's settle down. Let's get
No
out of
doubt.
here."
They could use one of those Buskey strikeouts at this point. That is for sure. And they got Supernan down 0-2 after she fouls that one away. If anything gets through the infield with Rank's speed, she should score.
She can fly around those bases, especially if it finds a gap. Fully
Yeah.
expect her to score.
No doubt. 0-2 to Supernan. And Buskey ready to come home here. That's hammered to third. Rank's going to go to third on the run, or on the throw, excuse me. And a nice play there by Brianna Free. But back-to-back sacrifices for the Vikings have Kinsey Rank at third base, and here comes Kiana Rank to the dish. A chance to drive little sis in and take a lead here. I was going to say, I thought I had the fifth inning here, but briefly it was sixth on the scoreboard. It's the fifth inning. Here comes Buskey. This one fouled straight off to the left, and good hands over there by Coach Supernan from WLA. Not a great throw. Not a great throw. I'll tell him that to his face, by the way. That's all right. Here comes Buskey 0-1. That one's well outside, and it's 1-1. This feels like a big at bat here in this game where runs have been at a premium, especially in the last 3 innings or so. We have not seen either team score, so this feels like a big one. This one's in the dirt. Good job by Westfall to stay in front of that one. And Kiana Rank is up 2-1 in the count, with Kinsey Rank standing 60 feet away. Buskey readjusts the mask. Is an inflection point in this regional semifinal. Buskey comes home. This one's low as well, and another nice play by Westfall to keep that in front. Both of those were off the plate and in the dirt, and Westfall kept both of them in front. Otherwise, WLA would be leading this thing. It's 3-1. I expect this to be green light for Kiana Rank, but it's one of those where you got to pick a spot and you got to pick a pitch. If it's a fastball here, I'll swing, but otherwise, she liked what she saw. That one down the third baseline, and it's foul. So a full count with 2 outs in a tie ball game here in the top of the 5th. The 8th-seeded Vikings looking to stun the top-seeded Lions for the second time this season.
This could be that breaking point we were talking about.
Yeah, you're right. We were talking about it during the break. You said, I feel like something's got to break here soon. And lo and behold, here we are. 3-2 pitch. Buskey winds and comes to the home plate. And this one is a walk, and Rank will go to first. And again, an excellent job by Westfall. There were three pitches there that I think could have gotten to the backstop, and she stayed in front of all 3 of them. And now here's a spot for a freshman, Naomi Wild, and an opportunity with runners at the corners and 2 outs to untie this thing here in the 5th.
Lions get their play set. Can only imagine Kiana Rank's going to try to advance to second.
Yeah, did they get Christensen in? They did. And Christensen, the runner, will run. courtesy for the catcher, and Coach Supernan's going to just have a conversation here with his freshman Naomi Wild in a big spot. So once again, to recap, Kinsey Rank started this inning off with a bunt single that really, a high throw. They would have had her in time, but a high throw, and Rank ended up on base. Sacrificed over to second by Anna Trewin, sacrificed over to third by Addie Supernan, and then Kiana Rank was walked. So that brings up Naomi Wild, the right fielder. Here comes Buskey. This one's inside. Oh, they called that a strike. So 0-2.
Okay.
That one was well off the plate, it looked like from our angle, but we have a bad angle.
We've kind of got the inverse of angle that
Yes.
you guys have here on YouTube.
So here comes Buskey, 0-2. Big pitch here for the Lions. This one swung through by Wild, and a big yell let out from Buskey. She knows how big that was. And the Lions get out of it, leaving 2 on here in the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom, and the Lions will have 8-9-1 coming up in their order. You're watching on Jeff's.
Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class buildings and canopies. Did you know we do all kinds of metalwork? We offer a variety of decor available for purchase from other businesses. Designs range from holiday decor to sports to hobbies. Finished items can be wall hangings, outdoor garden decor, coffee tables, and so much more. If you are looking for address plaques, property signage, or awards plaques, King can make them. These are highly customized and durable products with your own street number, name, or event. A variety of fonts are available, and we can add our automotive-grade paint in a custom color, suitable for indoor or outdoor uses. Pricing varies. Call Joe Barnes at King Manufacturing. From design to completion.
Whether you enjoy the sunshine of summer with boating, jet skiing, UTV riding, mowing lawn, gardening, or camping, enjoy the leaves falling in autumn, getting to that perfect nature walk or hunting, or enjoying the Wisconsin snowfall hiking, four-wheeling, snowmobiling, traveling across the state, or just driving up and down your driveway, call PT Tire and Service for all your automotive and recreational needs. Call 920-346-TIRE.
Back here at Lomira, Addison Banky is going to pinch hit here. She hits .286 on the season, .333 on base percentage, and a ball to start things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And body language is undefeated, and there's a lot of people that are big body language people. I thought WLA lost a little pep in their step running out to the field there, yes, you're still tied with the number 1 seed, but runner on third,
right there, so
opportunity and not able to scrape her across. 1-1 count here to Banky, and that one's up and in from Peterson in a 2-2 contest. Again, the first time these two played, it was 11-1. Lomira run ruled them in 5. And second time around, WLA won 1-0, and here, WLA's hanging with them once again. Peterson comes home. Banky pops up to first base. Witt wants it. Brooklyn Witt takes it. And that is 3 out of the last 5 batters that have popped out to the infield. And that just tells you how off balance, at least in my opinion, how off balance these Lomira hitters are. That brings up the 9-hole hitter, Izzy Westfall, who, by the way, look, I know Lomira did some nice things offensively in that first inning. She might be the player of the game just for saving those couple of runs. If Lomira goes on to win this, she saved a run there in that top of the 5th. She blocked 3 balls that could have gotten to the backstop, and that helped strand Kinsey Rank at third. 1-0 pitch is upstairs, and it's 2-0. WLA scoring 1 run in the first, 1 in the second. Lomira getting both of theirs in the bottom of the first. Since then, we've had nothing. And another one that's upstairs. And to probably 6 of the Lomira hitters, that's a strike. But Izzy Westfall, not quite so tall. And that one's upstairs. Here's the 3-0. And a nice pitch there from Addie Peterson. to get back to 3-1.
Bold move there to go with the chain to off speed there for a strike.
Agreed. And Westfall, like we said, she's batting in the 300s, but her on base is up near 500. She draws walks, and this one is hit out to left field. Wind is going to carry it, but it's foul, and it's a 3-2 count. Nice job here by Peterson. You know, we've talked multiple times today about her ability to she doesn't seem rattled out there, which is impressive for a freshman. And here you go, down 3-0, and she works her way back to a full count here, working against Westfall. Bottom of the 5th inning, Trista Gosner is on deck. She is the leadoff hitter. This one is down in the dirt. And a walk here from Peterson. And that, I believe, let me double check, that's her first walk of the ball game. Inopportune time for that to pop up. And here is the top of the order for the Lions with Gosner, the shortstop. When you get to this part of the order, you have given yourself a task. I'll say that much. Here's Peterson. This one's popped up well foul, though. A drag bunt that was dragged almost to the WLA dugout. And so an 0-1 count here for Peterson. And I would say when you're working at this part of the order, you don't want to fall behind. Because if you give them something, if they can guess what you got coming, now you're in trouble. This one's fouled as well. Straight off a home plate and taken in by Kiana Rank. And it's an 0-2 count here to the leadoff hitter. She singled back in the first and then flew out to left field in the 3rd inning, did Trista Gosner. Peterson comes home. This one blooped out to center, and it's going to fall out there. And Lomira's got a couple on here with just one out in this 5th inning, and Nora Buskey has a chance to help herself in a massive way.
Right where she would want to be, no doubt, at this stage of the game. That scream she let out,
Oh, yeah.
Expect to see some fireworks here at the plate.
So a bloop single from Gosner. And by the way, watched enough Lomira softball that, every one of those was a hard hit ball that wasn't a hit for Gosner. So, sometimes you say, man, how lucky are you but trust me, good hitters, they earn those bloop singles. They sure do.
That slapper style from the left-handed batters in softball, I love watching. I always feel like they have such control over where they put the ball.
No doubt. And that was truly no man's land. No one was getting to that. This one is popped up from Buskey, and she slams the bat down, infield fly, batter out. Supernan makes the catch anyway. And another infield pop out for Addie Peterson. It's just amazing. Here comes Savannah Free, who is hitting 550 on the year, and she's 0 for 2 today. She has yet to see a ball leave the infield. You gotta believe she's due one of these times. Here's Peterson. This one turns on and foul. She got a little further under it than I thought at first. At first, I thought that was a home run that was foul. It was not.
She steps back and away from the plate there with a nice big eye roll.
Yeah, she's just, you can tell she's frustrated because that one, she was popping up again on that one. She's all the way back in the batter's box here.
If Peterson gives her anything else to hit here.
Yeah, this one out to right. This is a long run. It's going to fall, and around third and headed home comes Westfall. It's a double, and it's an RBI double at that for Savannah Free. We said she was due, and she blooped. She's going to be frustrated. She has not hit a ball hard today, but like we said, when you're a good hitter, you find a way, and she bloops that out to right field, and Lomira has its second lead of the ball game, its first lead since the 1st inning.
And 2 more in scoring position here. Timeout called here. Vikings are going to talk it over. We'll step aside, hear a word from our sponsors.
Terry Holes and Ada Shun Jones Realty is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. With over 20 years of full-time experience in the real estate industry, Terry has had the privilege of helping clients buy and sell homes and properties totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. His deep knowledge of the market, attention to detail, and commitment to clients has driven his success and made each transaction a positive experience. Terry was born and raised in Oakfield. He and his family have deep ties to the community. Terry knows this area when it comes to real estate. Contact Terry at 920-238-5558 for all your realty needs in the greater Oakfield area. Or check him out on Facebook at Terry Holz Realtor.
Welcome back here to Lomira. Vikings are done talking things over. We'll get back to action here.
Still a big spot right here for Taylor Bloom. Two-runner. These would be two massive insurance runs. And when you're playing an 8 seed, this might be your chance here to kill off any type of momentum, any type of belief that they have. Here you go. Here's your chance to kill it off. Inside pitch here, and it's 1-0 on Taylor Bloom.
Every little chance they have. Hey, guys, we're still in this. Ladies, we're still in this game. Still in this game. You can put it away here. And that body language you were just talking about, it's going to go south quickly.
Yeah, if you can take a 3-run lead at this point in the game where WLA feels, man, we only have 1 hit. Somehow we have 2 runs. We probably should have a third. And now, so we'll see. Here's a 2-0 lead for Taylor Bloom, and now WLA is going to say,
intentionally walk her.
If it's 2-0, we'll send her on base. So an intentional walk to Taylor Bloom. I don't necessarily mind that with how Bloom's been hitting, although she was 0 for 2 to this point. But now you have the force anywhere. So go step on a bag if you're a WLA player. That's the message. Here's Addie Peterson, comes home. This one out to right center. This is going to get down. Kinsey Rank has it, but 2 runs have scored. They're going to send Bloom. Bloom at the plate. She slides home. Kasperi round second. She's on her way to third, and it's a stand-up double, and she gets the third on the throwing error, and she unloads the bases, and it's 6-2. So Haley Kasperi, who, as we mentioned earlier in this game, a pretty quick hook to take her out of the game. And how about that for a response? Drives in 3 with a absolute line shot to right center field. This is popped out to right field, and looks like WLA is going to get out of it. They will. Wild makes the catch out there as Christian flies out to right and ends this 5th inning, but not before the Lions do a ton of damage. A 4-run 5th, and the Lions showing why they're the 1 seed here. You're watching on Jeff's live streams.
Born from a single retail project, WDS Construction has evolved into a nationwide general contractor and construction management company. But we're so much more than that. Retail is changing, and it's changing fast. No matter where you are, what you do, or how you sell products to your customers, we're with you every step of the way to lay the groundwork for whatever lies ahead. Building trust through results, and our commitment to provide a customer-driven experience without question. With 4 generations at the foundation of WDS, we've built a reliable client base and a passionate team to bring big-time experience, commitment, and satisfaction to your next project. Because we are built to build better.
Generation.
Back here at Lomira, where the top-seeded Lions have finally, after about 12 innings of toil against Addie Peterson, have finally broken open here. The 4-run 5th inning, thanks in large part to a 3 RBI double. I'm going to give Kasperi all 3 RBIs. I know it probably was a 2 RBI single with a throwing error, but I'm going to give her a 3 RBI double.
Ball 1 to Ella Walta.
So the Vikings, what you got here? How do you respond to that? That seems to have the makings of a knockout punch, but there's still 6 outs to play with, right? And this one lined down the first base line and taken in there by the sure-handed Savannah Free, and Ellie Walta. He is out for the 3rd time today.
Bring Addie Peterson up.
We're going to pinch hit for Addie Peterson here.
Number 4 up here.
Olivia Mathwig to the plate. Again, if you're just joining us, it was the Vikings got 2 runs before they recorded a hit in this one. Lomira got 2 in the first inning as well. And then that 4-run 6th inning just a couple of moments ago, and a first pitch strike from Nora Buskey. And now, if you're Buskey, you don't have to be so cautious. You can be aggressive here in the circle, knowing you got a 4-run cushion. And that's how big that Casperi hit was. A 1-run lead is one thing, but to have a 4-run cushion where you can maybe throw it, like I said, just be a little bit more aggressive. You can throw it in places that maybe you wouldn't do with a one-run cushion.
Right.
0-2 count here to the freshman Olivia Mathwig. That one straight down the middle, and the gas gets Mathwig. And another strikeout here for Nora Buskey. She is having herself a whale of a game.
Bring up number 7 hitter Seal McCauley for the Vikings. 0 for 1 with a walk today.
McCauley she scored the run in the 2nd inning. Scored on 3 consecutive passed balls.
Buskey doing a great job there, getting her to chase that rise ball up and out.
The Vikings have not shown the propensity to stay off that pitch today. So you said it last inning. I'd keep throwing that sucker, and that one is inside. Buskey, by the way, up to 7 strikeouts today. That makes it 35 on the season that she's set down from WLA. But make no mistake about it, these Lions are going to be excited to not see WLA anymore. As pesky as the Vikings have been. And as I mentioned, they still have 5 outs to play with here, and a 1-2 count here to Seal McCauley. Oh, and that one fouled off the mask of Westfall. She's got a big grin on her face. Catchers are a different breed, you know? They're so tough. It doesn't matter. Popped right up. Big smile on her face. Ran over, got the ball.
Having trouble finding my scoreboard here.
This is fouled off by McCauley again. Back 3 times now, McCauley has fouled the ball off. And I don't know if that ball has a scuff on it or, something damaged on that ball from the Seal McCauley foul.
I'll fix the scoreboard in a second.
6-2 is the score. If you're just joining us, we'll get that scoreboard camera up there in just a second. Here is McCauley, fouls off another. She continues to battle in there on the right side of the plate against Nora Buskey, seeking her 8th strikeout of the day. Sophomore Abby Walta waits on deck, but a couple of outs here. And Nora Buskey able to strike out Seal McCauley for the 2nd time today, her 8th strikeout of the day, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching regional semifinal softball on Jeff's live streams.
Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
Looking for something special in your child's education? The choices you make for your child today will impact their future forever. At CWC, we provide a Christ-centered education that shapes students academically, spiritually, and personally. From our exceptional elementary and middle schools to the academic rigor of life-enriching programs of our high school, CWC offers a place for students to grow and thrive. Our approach integrates faith into every subject, helping your child see the world through God's eyes. To learn more or schedule a visit, go to wearecwc.org.
Welcome to Hooksh's
Welcome back here to Lomira. Bottom of the sixth, lines up 6-2. Looking to add a little to that here. Brianna Free watches strike one.
You know, good coaches never say this, and Coach Supernan would certainly never say this, but until your season's over, you don't say, man, just think about the prospects for next year. But since we're in the median, we can do that.
We can do that.
And man, just think about the prospects for the Vikings coming up next year. Out in the field right now, you have 5 freshmen, a sophomore, 2 juniors, and a senior. And so you're returning 8 of 9 out in the field right now. Now your designated hitter, this one is hit well out to center. Kinsey ranges over into left center and makes the play to record an out on Brianna Free, who is 0 for 3 today. Doesn't happen often for Brianna Free to go over. Excuse me. And Eleanor Callias re-entering into the game for Addison Banky. And Myra gets Callias back in for her defense. No doubt about that. Here's a drag bunt back to Peterson at the pitcher's mound, and she does a nice job to throw it over to first base and record the out. But I know, WLA fans and players won't want to hear that until the season's officially over, and they got 3 more outs to work with. But man, like I said in the pregame show, you look at where they were preseason to now. A lot of growth there. This one is pounded out to second base, and Supernan deals with it. A short inning for Peterson in the circle, but now the Vikings have their tough task. They got to put 4 on the board in the top of the 7th to keep this thing alive here in the regional semifinal. You're watching regional semifinal softball on Jeff's
Greenhouse. Here at Hooksh's Market and Greenhouse, we are proud to provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hooksh's Market and Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
And
welcome back here to Lomira. I'm going to jump back a little bit soon. Let's get her a couple of warm-up pitches in here.
They were just talking there. If Lomira is able to close this out, you're looking at players of the game. Obviously, that big 3 RBI hit from Kasperi. By the way, Lomira's book put it down as a single, so they gave her all 3 RBIs, but they're being stingy with the giving her a single there. So, but Nora Busky, man, since she's come in, no hits, and the WLA book has themselves down for no hits right now. Yeah, check that. That was the WLA book that had Kasperi down for a single. But WLA, whoever's keeping WLA's book says, oh no, I am on Lomira's book. I'm sorry. I'll keep going back and forth till I make up my mind. It is Lomira's book.
Macy Christensen at the plate for the Vikings, her first at-bat today. We've seen her on the bases some so far for the Vikings, courtesy runner.
Another freshman.
Now, you mentioned that before it started. Even if we see some substitutions for them, more than likely they're going to be freshmen.
Yeah, so now WLA has gone to 2 players off their bench, Olivia Mathwig and Macy Christensen. Both of them are freshmen. So you've seen on the stream here today 7 freshmen, a sophomore, a couple of juniors, a couple of seniors for WLA. It's hard. You'd be hard not to get excited about that if you're a Vikings fan. That one's upstairs, and it's 2-0. So a good eye here for Macy Christensen in her first at-bat.
I think Busky's taking that cushion and using it now. I'll work on that rise ball a little.
That one's straight down the middle. No messing around with that one from Nora Busky. Couple of strikeouts away from another double-digit strikeout day for her. And she didn't even pitch the first couple of innings.
As we're getting here to the end of the game, ever closer, hop in that chat. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for. And if Lomira continues here with these 3 outs, who from Lomira you want us to talk to after the game?
Busky. Strikeout number 9. And she was down 0-2, came all the way back.
I don't see how we can't talk to
No,
Nora
it's
Busky.
got to be Busky. I'll veto anyone that says don't talk to Nora Busky. We'll talk to her, and
kind of like to talk to Kasperi too,
Yeah.
get her mindset, how she was able to come back and still be a huge contributor at
Yeah.
the plate here.
like I said, that was a
Very timely
really
hit.
big response, right? To not, she got taken out of this game earlier than she would have thought. And to come back and still be engaged and help your team at the plate, yeah, I think that was a big play for sure.
Certainly.
Busky, a couple of quick strikes. She's now thrown 5 straight strikes in this inning.
Not messing around. And if my pitch count is accurate, of the 62 pitches she has thrown, 45 have been strikes.
Goodness me, 62 pitches. She is, and a lot of times when a pitcher has a low pitch count, they're pitching to contact, right? She is not. She is mowing batters down. And she is a strike away from having her 10th strikeout of the day. Busky fires home. That one's low. And a good eye there from Kinsey Rank to stay alive. 2-2. Oh, what a different game it feels like when just 2 innings ago, Rank stood on third base with 2 outs, and the Vikings not able, in a tie game, the Vikings not able to get her home, and that one's inside, and Busky thought it was a strike. Let's just say that.
Slightly animated. The more of that body language you were talking about.
She
here.
might have won the conference high jump with that. Track and field was last Monday here in Lomira. This one's fouled back. Oh, I want one of those to find its way into the broadcast booth. I'll throw off my hands.
There you go. We're back here. We were ready.
I'd had it.
Did not realize that net was behind the fence, and
Right.
there is actually a gap there.
Yeah, it's not very well put together in my opinion, but that's all right. 3-2 count. And Busky has her 10th strikeout of the day.
2 outs away.
Just one, I believe. That's second strikeout of the innings.
Looking at the scoreboard instead of what I got right here in front of me.
Top of the order comes up Anna Treewin. And the senior trying to keep her career going here. Rise ball. And that, along with the fastball, just the plain old, I'm going to throw it past you, has worked really well for Nora Busky today.
I have not seen much off speed. There's been no need.
No, I mean, that rise ball up has been dangerous, but she's just throwing it past him right now, and there's an 0-2 count here. And the Lions are a pitch away from moving on to the regional final.
That might have been the closest thing to an off-speed pitch I've seen from Busky.
It looked like a spinner of some sort. 0-2. It's a Treewin. He pool cues that one off to the right and stays alive. If Treewin were to reach base, it would be Supernand, then Kiana Rank, then Naomi Wild. The Vikings would need all 4 of them to score to keep this thing going. And there's 2 outs.
It can happen.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And
but
that
not
one
with Busky on the mound.
Right down the middle, and Busky finishes the game with 11 strikeouts, and Lomira, as frightened as they might have been during portions of that game, find themselves back in a regional final coming up on Thursday. Big win for the Lions. And again, big tip of the cap to the Vikings on the season that they had. And able to just be pesky And that's the biggest compliment you can give an 8 seed is that you were pesky and you were a pretty darn hard team to beat.
Very scrappy team. And
Yeah.
the future looks promising for the Vikings, no doubt.
No doubt about it. So 6-2 to final. We'll take a timeout. We'll check your comments if they're out there. Hop in the chat right now. You got about 30 seconds before we make our decision who we're going to go talk to for our post-game show. 6-2 the final. Lions move on their regional to the regional final coming up on Thursday. You're watching on Jeff's.
Kolker at My Property Shop is ready to assist you with your real estate needs. She prides herself on quick and smooth transactions with excellent negotiation skills. She is the local agent who puts your needs ahead of her own. Andy has already sold over $1 million in property in the first quarter of 2025. Do you want quality, detailed, accurate information in the real estate market? If so, contact Andy today. My Property Shop, located at 6 East Franklin Street, Waupun, or call or text 920-296-8738.
Hello, this is Jeff Sauer with Jeff's Livestream. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Our purpose, first and foremost, is to bring glory to God. Second is to draw attention to the student athletes, promote the great things they and their schools are doing, and promote the businesses and the people running them within our communities. Our mission is to create memories for student athletes, families, teams, and communities, as well as allowing for viewers to see their athletes or teams perform regardless of where the viewer is located. If you'd like to join us as a sponsor to help us fulfill our purpose and mission, feel free to give me a call at 920-345-2066 or email me at livestreamjeff@gmail.com. I'd love to talk.
Sam's Well Drilling focuses on providing clean, safe water for everyone. Their expert well water testing checks for bacteria and nitrates, ensuring peace of mind. As part of Sam's commitment to providing safe water, an in-house water testing lab is integral to Sam's service offering. The Water Sampling Lab is a separate division SWD Labs and prides itself on friendly service and a quick turnaround. Whether for drinking, irrigation, or livestock, Sam's has it covered. Trust Sam's for all your water needs. Sam's Well Drilling, well worth it.
The Oakfield Booster Club, a nonprofit organization that supports athletics and other projects that affect the youth of the Oakfield community, is a proud sponsor of the Mighty Oaks game. The Oakfield Booster Club helps pay the participation fees for numerous teams in summer leagues, provides funds to upgrade equipment, donates to local organizations and charities, and provides several scholarships to senior athletes annually. The Oakfield Booster Club wishes the Mighty Oaks good luck. Let's go, Oaks.
So back here, 6-2 the final, as WLA, the 8 seed, sees its season come to a close, and the top-seeded Lions move on, and they will play at home. And I just had it up here. I'll get you a final score between Wautoma and Adams Friendship. Adams Friendship 8-0. That one's still in the 6th inning, as Adams Friendship just got out of a bases loaded jam. So it looks like Adams Friendship in good position, the 4 seed, to move on and come here to Lomira and play the Lions coming up on Thursday. I believe Jeff is planning on taking Mayville, Laconia, Lomira, whoever. He wants to take them all the way to state potentially. And so keep that in mind for your planning purposes. Here in the postgame, I want to give you some statistics here. Krista Gosner, 2 for 3. She scored twice, couple of singles for her on the day. Also had a stolen base. Nora Buskey went 2 for 3. She scored. Also had a couple of singles. She had an RBI as well. Savannah Free, 1 for 3 with an RBI. She had a double. Taylor Bloom was 0 for 2, but also found a way to have an RBI, had a sacrifice early in the game. Haley Kasperi told you about her big 3 RBI double there in the 6th inning a 5th inning that helped put this thing away. It was a 4-run 5th inning that helped Lomira win this ball game here today. Lillian Christian went 1 for 3 as well. That's kind of the headliners there for Lomira. And then obviously from the pitching side of things, Nora Buskey was tremendous for the Lions today. She struck out 11, which means on the season she struck out 39 Vikings in 3 games. And she didn't even pitch the whole game today. She went 5 1/3, no hits, just 2 walks, struck out 11, and did not allow a run in her 5 1/3 innings of work, and that includes a couple of base runners stranded. She stranded 2 runners at second base in a couple of innings, and she also stranded a runner at third base. So, 6-2 seems like a comfortable win for Lomira. At the end of the day, it was a comfortable win. But there was a point in time, WLA had 3 different innings where they had runners in scoring position, and Buskey stranded all of them. And so, obviously 6 runs, they did enough offensively. They figured out Addie Peterson just enough. They figured her out just enough to get the win. Addie Peterson takes the loss. Kind of hard luck. I'd say she pitched well. 70 pitches, 47 strikes, 6 innings of work, 6 runs, 4 of them earned. WLA had an error in there to result in a couple of unearned runs as well. So 6-2 is the final. Lomira is still talking down that left field line. And we'll tell you what, we'll take another time out here. We'll give them a few minutes if that's good with you, Cam. And then we'll see if we can pull Haley Caspery and Nora Buskey over and chat with them about a regional semifinal win. You're watching on Jeff's.
Tire and Service has been at 301 East Clark Street in Brandon for over 20 years. The owners, Tony and Pam Sauer, are dedicated to their community and their customers. They serve the auto repair, tire, and wheel needs of customers in Brandon and the rest of central Wisconsin. We're on call 24/7 for roadside assistance and on the farm service for customers. For auto repairs, tires, and wheels, come see us in person or request a quote online. PT Tire and Service, you make the call and leave the rest to us. Call 920-346-TIRE.
Angling only guide service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
Terry Holes and Ada Shun-Jones Realty is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. With over 20 years of full-time experience in the real estate industry, Terry has had the privilege of helping clients buy and sell homes and properties totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. His deep knowledge of the market, attention to detail, and commitment to clients has driven his success and made each transaction a positive experience. Terry was born and raised in Oakfield. He and his family have deep ties to the community. Terry knows this area when it comes to real estate. Contact Terry at 920-238-5558 for all your realty needs in the greater Oakfield area, or check him out on Facebook at Terry Holes Realtor. Terry Holes and Ada Shun-Jones Realty is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. With over 20 years of full-time experience in the real estate industry, Terry has had the privilege of helping clients buy and sell homes and properties totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. His deep knowledge of the market, attention to detail, and commitment to clients has driven his success and made each transaction a positive experience. Terry was born and raised in Oakfield. He and his family have deep ties to the community. Terry knows this area when it comes to real estate. Contact Terry at 920-238-5558 for all your realty needs in the greater Oakfield area, or check him out on Facebook at Terry Holes Realtor. Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
The Rock Golf Club combines a great golf experience with the unmatched beauty of the Waupun landscape. Originally built in 1927, many of the holes on the front 9 play as they were initially designed. Our seamless integration of friendly service and gorgeous natural surroundings is what will bring you back over and over. Bridges at the Rock is the perfect way to end your round. Join us for a relaxing atmosphere in a beautiful setting. Go online today and make a reservation. Better yet, swing out to the Bridges for a bite and a beverage. The Rock Golf Club, 700 County Park Road, Waupun, or call 920-324-2621.
Back.
Jordan. 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 Turn a little bit so that it's not picking up the microphone.
Oh, okay. Tommy?
It's cutting in and out.
Do we?
Sure.
Bear with us. Our portable microphone's not picking up like it should, so we're going to let the ladies come back here and put on a headset.
All right. So now you're not on camera. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, we are on camera?
Oh, we are? All right. All right. All right. We're on camera. All right.
Oh.
So Nora Busky, Haley Casberry with us here for the post game. As I was kind of saying there, Nora, just pesky, right? They found a way to beat you guys in the regular season. Hung in with you guys this afternoon. I guess just what's it say about your guys' ability to find a way there down the stretch and get this thing done?
Um, I don't know. It really takes a whole team to really put things together. Going out there, I mean, I always have Haley's back. We always have each other's back, no matter what. Like, she hands me the ball. I'm like, I got you. And like going into team huddles, I'm like, we need to find a way to dig deep, and we want this so bad. So, just like the whole team coming together, the talking it out, I don't know, like we just find grit and dig deep.
So take me through that. Hey, Coach asks you to come in there in the second inning. You stranded runners on second base a couple of times, stranded the big runner on third there in the fifth. I just take me through the mindset in the circle and what you're trying to do and what allowed you to be successful here today.
Well, the first step out on the field and going into pitch, Haley looks at me and she goes, "You got this." And I'm like, "All right, yeah, I got this." I mean, our team's a little down because sometimes we have off games and we need someone to come in there. And I'm up there and I'm like, "All right, I'm feeling it today. I've got them good last time. Like, keep going." And then our bats just like showed up, and it's just like, all right, now it's like I have a weight lifted off my shoulder. Like, we can just go out there and do our thing. And it's just when our bats show up, that's when it's really like our team's on.
How big was that hit from Haley there in the fifth inning? I mean, a 1-run lead and a 4-run lead is a big difference, right?
Yeah, when I hit my pop up with 2 outs, and I'm just like, I'm literally at the fence, I'm death gripping, and I'm like, come on, Haley, you got this, you got this, you got this. The ball goes out there, and I think I was the loudest one in the dugout. I hurt my thumb hitting the fence. Like, it's just like the trust and I don't know, like the team chemistry we have. It just is amazing when someone does something like that, especially when she's struggling in the circle and then I come in and it's just like we just like mesh.
Last one for you. Just, I mean, what's the feeling over there in the dugout right now? I mean, you get this one done. Just kind of you're in that part of the season where you just got to win, right? Doesn't matter what it looks like. There's no
Yeah.
pictures of the scorebook on, right? You just got to find a way to win. Just what was Coach's message there in terms of this run in the postseason?
Well, she knew that we were definitely nervous coming to the game, and she just told us like we all need to breathe. We need to be in the moment, think about what's going on right now, not what's in the future, and just breathe through it. We did a lot of like deep breaths because it was close, and she's providing everything she can for us, and I think that's nice knowing that we have a very supportive coach.
11 strikeouts today, Nora. Congrats on the win.
Thank
We'll
you.
let you hand that over to Haley. All right, Haley. You know, Coach decides to make the change there to Nora. Just you stay engaged, right? You stay mentally engaged. You're cheering for your teammates, and then you get that opportunity at the plate to kind of bust this thing open. Just take me through the game as a whole.
Well, I think I was very nervous coming into the game. I mean, I think as a team we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and we all want it so bad. And I think, it was just an off game for me. I knew Nora was gonna step up and do her thing because I mean I got her, she got me, and that's what we've been saying this whole season. So she took me out. I knew I had to be there for my team. I knew I still had a job to do. So when that opportunity was there, I took it, and I think it really made a good impact on the team. Even though I was off on my pitching, I definitely went up there and took the opportunity that we needed.
Take me through that at bat. What'd you see and allowed you to have that big hit? And like I said, it kind of gave that cushion that allowed Nora to just kind of go out and throw those last 2 innings.
Well, I mean, I looked at the scoreboard and there's 2 outs and Taylor's up to bat and I was like and there's 2 runners on and I'm like, Taylor's got this, you know. She's notorious for hitting one over the fence when we need it. Um, they threw 2 balls and then they walked her and I was like, okay, this is my time. I mean, my game plan was to see strikes, see ball, hit ball. I crowded the play. I was up in the box and I was just gonna take a pitch wherever it was pitched to me and hope for the best. And just trusted myself that I could step up and take this opportunity that was handed at me because like I said again, you know, my pitching game was off and I needed to find a way to come back and that was my opportunity.
Last one, same question as Nora. I mean, this is a team that has big aspirations, right? You guys have aspirations to go all the way. Just what does this win do to just kind of settle you guys down and say, hey, we just got to play softball. We just got to beat the Lomira Lions, right? And you guys are good enough to do it, right?
Like we said in the huddle, it was the monkey that got taken off our back. We can finally relax, and I feel like now we're good. We're good to go. I think we need to really work on not putting so much pressure on ourselves. I mean, we have a lot of talent on this team. Like we said, we have all the talent in the world. We just got to trust each other and continue to trust each other. And one day at a time, one game at a time, focusing on practice, focusing on the little things that can take us where we want to go.
Appreciate it. Big three RBI double there in the fifth. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. And we will continue here. Final words here in the pregame show. Want to thank both Haley and Nora for joining us. Haley Casperi, by the way, should probably say that for joining us here in the post game. Yeah, I can't. I think they hit it heads on. I mean, maybe putting a little bit too much pressure on themselves. I would say, you said it there in that first inning. Casperi looked a little jittery, a little nervous, and just the maturity to be able to be taken out and know, hey, my job's not done. I still have a job to do, and to do that to the point that she made there and a big hit. I think it says something about the maturity of this Lomira team that maybe in past seasons maybe wasn't there. I don't know. I mean, this is a team that has always had the talent. It's just about putting it together. Maybe this was the first step in a deep run.
Certainly shaping up to build up that way. If the Busky keeps pitching that way, I mean, they'll go as far as that'll take them. And if she pitches like she did today, that could go pretty far.
Once again, the final here from Lomira is 6-2. The Lions take care of the Vikings. A back and forth game early on in the ball game. We saw a 2-2 score at the end of the second inning. Then we saw nothing all the way till the sixth, and then Lomira. I just want to give one final shout out to Izzy Westfall behind the plate. She blocks a couple of pitches there that keep Lomira tied, and then they score 4 in the bottom of that inning. If WLA gets that fifth inning lead, do they tighten up? You never know.
Could have
And
gone either way. That was huge.
and if you're a Lomira fan, you're saying, I don't want to find out. We don't have to know that. And but that was a big couple of plays there by Izzy Westfall behind the plate. Obviously, Taylor Bloom, Savannah Free, everyone at the top of the order, they're getting it done. Big hit from Haley Casperi. So for Cam Hatcher, I'm Jordan King. Thanks to all the sponsors up and down the line. It's not free to do postseason sports in the WIAA. So appreciate all the sponsors allowing us to be out here and cover these Lomira Lions as far as they go here in the postseason.
Absolutely, and if you're still with us in the watching online, I believe he put up his Venmo throughout. Find ways to contribute. It's $250 for each game that we go broadcast, and we're trying to stay with our local teams as far as in the playoffs as they are going to go.
And I think to that end, it could be an expensive postseason for Jeff Slash.
Let's make it an
Hey,
expensive one.
Obviously, from the Flyway Focus, I cover the Flyway day in and day out. I think this conference alone could have a state qualifier in every spring sport except for maybe soccer. And even in soccer, there's some teams that CWC and Springs could make runs in the postseason. So, look, this could be a year to remember in the Flyway Conference. And just so happens that a lot of those teams cross over into Jeff's live streams area. So Mayville, Laconia, Lomira, all great softball teams that are fixing to have deep postseason runs, unfortunately. We got to knock each other out.
Yeah,
That's
the
that's
worst
the
part
dumb
of it.
part. But anyways, Cam, appreciate it, and
Absolutely.
thanks to
Thanks a
all
lot.
the listeners and viewers out there, and congrats to WLA on a phenomenal season. The Lions. We'll see you on Thursday.
Take care.
Thank you for watching our broadcast. A shout out to our sponsors. This is Jeff Sauer. I hope you enjoyed our broadcast. Until next time, may God bless you today and every day.